and inclusive, and it's a growing community. Our students are known by name in the classroom and outside the classroom. Our programs are research intensive. They're quality programs offering practical hands-on experience that prepares our students for careers in a place where they can stand out from the crowd. So I think that we have some pretty wonderful opportunities for students. You can see here we're ranked #1 in graduate salaries according to the Good Universities Guide 2019-2020, and #2 in full-time employment. That's 5 stars in graduate employment, with 82% of our students graduating with full-time work 4 months after graduation. We have a fantastic range of programs. So, you know, between 137 to 140 programs are is what I had at last count, in a range of programs. We're the first university that was dual sector, so offering vet all the way up to higher degree by research. We're one of the top 100 APAC universities according to the Times Higher Education Australia Pacific Universities ranking, and we're an expert training provider, always winning Northern Territory government awards for our wonderful training. We're one of the top 45 creating sustainable cities in the world for helping to create sustainable cities and cities. So look, this is from the 2019 numbers. Approximately, we had 12,000 higher education students and 9,000 vet students. I'm waiting for the update on 2020. Of course, we're having to get through census, and census has been pushed back. So not 100% sure what's happening at the moment, but once I have that information, we'll be sharing it with you. So this here is just an idea of where our universities are located, our campuses are located, sorry. And you can see here in Darwin, we have 3 campuses: Casuarina, which is our main campus; Palmerston, which is our vet campus; and Waterfront, which is our business and law campus. And that's where the CDU International College is as well. We also have Alice Springs, which we offer Certificate 3 and Certificate 4 in commercial cookery, and Sydney. So big update for 2021. We're working through it right now, but we will be turning that campus into a health precinct. You can see here, this is a photo of our nursing ward on level 11, and I think a couple of you may have been up in the building already to have a look at it. If you haven't, once the campus reopens, we are closing campus from Monday for Sydney only. We're open in Darwin. All campuses are open there. Alice Springs is open as well. Fortunately, in Northern Territory, we have not been hit very hard by COVID-19, and there's a lot of things in place. I mean, to transition. First, a lot of students have already transitioned to online if they chose to do so. We also have extra hygiene on campus, extra cleaning on campus, and we are enforcing all of the regulations around how close, social distancing and so forth. We are very lucky that we have small class sizes and quite ample space. So we are kind of unique in that position. When things need to close, we will close. In Sydney, of course, we are closing from Monday because the practicality of keeping the campus open is becoming a little bit more difficult. Moving on here. Now you can see this is Darwin, located at the very top of the north end. It's a population of about 140,000 people. It's a beautiful city. It's a modern city. It's right on the ocean. There's incredible views from all around Darwin. It is a very serene place to live. I've got a picture here of the Mindel markets, night markets, which I've always enjoyed going to. And we have wonderful causeway all around the city, so our students and the community can cycle all around Darwin very safely. So it is a young and vibrant city with a growing population of more than 60 different nationalities and 70 different ethnic backgrounds. You can see the multiculturalism in all the enjoyable and engaging cultural festivals and markets. Darwin is Australia's gateway to Asia, with Indonesia a 2-hour flight. Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, 4 hours away with direct flights through a range of airline carriers. the Darwin economy is growing. It's evolving from its laid-back days as a frontier town, but it still remains and it retains its relaxed charm. The city offers wonderful accommodation, pubs, restaurants, clubs, art galleries, festivals, and 2 world-class parks, Kakadu and Litchfield. So there is certainly something on for everybody in Darwin. Looking at the advantages of Darwin campus, of course, we have a great range of programs and pathways, unique programs that are only available in Darwin, anywhere in the world, or one of the few universities offering these distinctive programs. We have small class sizes, lower cost of living, relaxed lifestyle, and students have an opportunity for this unique outback experience. Great community, it's modern, state-of-the-art campuses on lush tropical grounds, great cultural diversity. Student support is very good at Darwin. We have support services in a range of different areas. Integrated learning and internships are integrated into the core units of nearly all of our programs. We're the gateway to Asia with high employment rates and high graduate salaries. Sydney, of course, Haymarket, right across the street from Central Station, next to Railway Square, a modern state-of-the-art spacious campus in a world-class city. Nursing and midwifery programs will be on for 2021 with a possibility of other health science courses. We have state-of-the-art hospital ward up on level 11 of the campus and small class sizes, and we offer comprehensive student support services. So students will receive the same support in Sydney as they would in Darwin. I do want to let you know that we have some initiatives in place for the COVID-19 Student Assistance Grant that we have just launched from today, and we have updates on COVID-19 for our current students. I'm going to show you those links in just a moment. So here you can see all of the different colleges that we have: business and law, IT, engineering, environmental science, indigenous futures, arts and society, nursing and midwifery, which is separate from the health and human sciences, and education. So I want to take the opportunity just to show you how to navigate a little bit through the CDU website, because I think it's a lot of information to remember. You're going to need to go back to key resources. You guys probably already know it, but I'm just going to show you a few things. So I'm just going to break out of this presentation for a moment and show you, sorry, going into the main page here. I was looking up COVID-19, so I had that link ready for you. You can see here, this is the main page, and if you hover over international, you can look and see all of these different spots for information. So looking here, this is taking you into the international college page. So scrolling down, you can see all of the different information from undergraduate and non-award courses offered through CDU International College. You can also check out scholarship information. So again, that was going and clicking here, where you're going into scholarship information, and you can scroll down and see all of the different scholarships on offer. If you click at the plus, you can actually look at all of the detail of each scholarship, and you can find the application form and referee reports here. You will also find information on Australian government scholarships, the Destination Australia and Australia Awards, and Northern Territory scholarships, a study in Australia's NT. Keep in mind that most scholarships are available to people who will be commencing study with international student visas. Here you can see entry requirements. So again, that's popping and looking here in entry requirements. And you can go down, opening up undergrad entry requirements by country. And if you scroll all the way down, you will find also English entry requirements for programs. This is the COVID-19 student assistance information, just giving you an overview of what the assistance is, the application period. We have supporting documents that may be required, and you can apply for this grant through this link. So we're sharing all this information with our current students. And also we have a Understanding COVID-19 advice page, frequently asked questions, student and staff health, and information sources. So wanted to just take you through a little bit of that. Let's go back into our presentation. Oops, and there. Okay. So we are offering online study to our students currently, and I'm very pleased to tell you that we are Australia's pioneer in online study. Actually, this came from this Q&A I put together based on an email that I received from you guys. So thank you very much for your questions. I know I've answered them already, but I just wanted to show you that we're in an excellent position to offer, maintain, and support our students who choose to transition to online studies or commence with online studies from semester 2 2020. So our students also work online through LearnLine and tutors.com, which is a 24-hour tutoring service we offer our students. So are online studies available for new students? And if so, what are the options? Nearly every program is available online and has been. There may be specific units that have to be face-to-face. We'll arrange study plans to accommodate our students. And there may be I think there are just a couple of programs that aren't face-to-face, but we are looking at transitioning them, particularly certain units where we can. Um, can students do part of the program online and then come onshore to complete the program? That answer is yes. We have an added benefit that our online programs are taught to the same schedule as our face-to-face programs. So our online students are virtually in classrooms when our face-to-face students are. Um, as the COVID-19 travel restrictions are lifted, our students can transition into the classroom without issue. What are the minimum number of subjects or units that students have to take each semester? Well, international student visa holding students in Australia will be taking a full-time study load. However, we have the right to reduce study loads on a case-by-case basis to support our students, and we will remain flexible with our students, particularly as online study may not be the preferred method of study for international students. We're committed to making sure that no student is disadvantaged by online study. Our non-student visa holder and non-student visa holders and students overseas are able to select their preferred study load online. Are the tuition fees the same as on-campus programs? Yes, they are at the moment, but we are looking at changes for that to accommodate our students. Are scholarships available for online programs? Yes, they are. All of the same scholarships are available. Is there any territory restriction on online programs? No, none of those are in place. And what are the commission rates for online programs? Well, they are remaining the same as the online programs are currently the same as face-to-face. So I'm going to take you into program information now, just picking out bits and pieces here because there's such a huge range of programs. It would be impossible to tell you everything, but popular program, of course, is always nursing. Our award-winning College of Nursing and Midwifery is the largest college. We have more than 3,000 nursing students currently. Our students undertake placements across Australia, and they engage in activities and research in countries around the world. Um, the two programs that are leading to registration are the Bachelor of Nursing, 3 years in Casuarina, and the Bachelor of Midwifery, which is also in Casuarina. But like I said, from 2021, hopefully I've got really great news for you. And we'll be launching programs, the nursing programs in Sydney, as we are expecting to do. We do have a Master of Nursing program. It's 1 year. Now that's for people who already are working as nurses in their home country, and they're coming over just to increase their skills. Maybe they're going into research areas from the from the hospital that they're working for, and or maybe administrative areas. We also have that Master of Midwifery, which is 1.5 years. It doesn't lead to registration either, much the same as that Master of Nursing in Sydney. Okay. Oops, sorry. Going back to entry requirements. So it's 7 IELTS 7 with no bands less than 7 for nursing. That has changed. You guys were informed earlier this year. And in midwifery, it's 6.5 with no bands less than 6.5. The post-grad programs, like I said, currently are not leading to registration. They are set at 6.5 with no bands less than 6. Health and human sciences, the programs are great. They span biomedical, clinical sciences, sports and exercise, psychology, and social work. We also provide structured progression into other professional trainings such as medicine and physiotherapy. So you can see the range of different bachelors and masters here. I'll pick out what tends to be quite popular. Probably the Bachelor of Health Services Management and Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Sciences are the two most popular bachelor programs. I've got a wonderful chart available for you guys. When I finish up this session, please give me an email address so I can email you the presentation and some support material for you to have a look at. But certainly with the Health and Human Sciences, I've got some great information to share with you guys, particularly around the work integrated learning. Um, there's a dual bachelor to master, Bachelor of Health Science to the Master of Nutrition, the Health Science to the Master of Occupational Therapy, or to the Master of Speech and Language. As I understand it, it's currently available in the package only. I'm checking in to see whether or not the master is available, but I will let you know. The Bachelor of Health Science to the Master of Occupational Therapy, of course, is the most popular on that list. Master Social Work qualifying has been very popular as well. There's a couple requirements for that one. Students do need to have 8 units of study, or that's 1 year of full-time study in behavioral or social science units. We can accept those on a pretty loose basis as well. So say you have a student that has completed a Bachelor of Business with a major in HR, they would most certainly qualify to join that program directly. You can contact me with the transcripts. We can have a look at it. I can give you an idea whether or not that student might need to go through a different pathway. I don't have any set like package pathways available for the Master of Social Work just yet, but what students can do is take the Diploma of Social Care, and that will give them the units requirement that they need for that Master of Social Work. Now, students do have to have 7.0, no bands less than 7 in all, in IELTS academic, please. We also have a Master of Medical Laboratory Science, which has been very popular. Master of Public Health and Master of Health Research continue to be quite popular for us as well, and they're taught through Menzies College of Health. Okay, so entry requirements, the Bachelor of Social Work, 6.5, no bands less than 6.5. Now the dual degrees, that Bachelor of Health Science to the Master of Speech and Language Therapy or to the Master of Occupational Health, those require 7.0 with no bands less than 6.5. The Health Science Bachelor is 6 with no bands less than 6. Looking at the Master Social Work, like I said, 7, plus they need to have the 8 units of behavioral or social science, and they have to have a degree, a bachelor degree or equivalent. Now, business and law. Our college is the Asia Pacific College of Business and Law. It allows students to tailor their studies to match their goals and complete internships and professional placement. So the big update today is the Bachelor of Business majors have changed, and the options are now in strategic marketing and communications, international management and logistics, entrepreneurship, and innovation. So if they choose to do those are all higher degree, all awarded through HE degree. The majors of project management, tourism and destination management, human resource management, and work health and safety will require students to do a pathway through a vet program up into that Bachelor of Business with one of those majors. Students do have options to double major as well. I think that the structure, the structure of the programs are very unique, and I'll be sharing more information with you as I receive the collateral. Now, The will is integrated into that Bachelor of Business, and it is part of the core units for the student. We also have the Master of Accounting and Bachelor of Accounting. Those are CPA accredited. The Master of Professional Accounting and Master of Business Administration offer 300 hours of internship as the professional practice experience. We have a range of study pathway options in business, ranging from the certificates all the way up to the degrees. The entry requirements, so for certificates, year 10 with 5.5 or equivalent in an IELTS, and for the bachelor, it's year 12 with 6, no bands less than 6, and for the master programs, students need to have completed a bachelor degree in business or accounting related field. It's 6.5, no bands less than 6. I do want to say that for the Master of Accounting, students cannot have completed a program that had led to CPA registration ability. So if they've done that, they won't be able to take the Master of Accounting. They would need to do an MBA instead. Engineering, IT, and environmental science. So our engineering program is accredited through the Engineers Australia and recognized under the Washington Accord. So our students graduate with real work experience and participate in projects across biomedical engineering, renewable energy, sustainability, 3D printing, robotics, and mechatronics. And our students choose majors either in civil and structural, electrical and electronics, or mechanical. IT programs are accredited through the ACS, and master and bachelor students have optional internship opportunities to work in IT for government, health, and private industries. I want to mention that we also code fair for IT students, which does offer our students the opportunity to showcase their work and knowledge in IT to the business community in Darwin and Northern Territory. And last year we had more than 30 participant businesses. We know that hopefully it'll grow this year. We'll see what happens with the COVID developments. Yes, it's a wonderful opportunity for our students, and they could join all the way from beginner to advanced level projects, and we encourage them to do it every year. So yes, you can see our great range of engineering, IT, and environmental science programs available. Looking at entry requirements, year 12 equivalent with stage 2 in mathematical methods and IELTS 6.0 with no bands less than 6. For postgrad, our students do need to have an engineering degree if they're going into the field of engineering that is completely cognate, so for example, if a student has done a Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering, they will be taking Civil and Structural as their master major. In IT, no requirement for a cognate degree. The English requirement is 6.5 with no bands less than 6 for all postgraduate programs in that college. So education is accredited by the Australian Institute for Teaching and School Leadership and the Teachers Registration Board of Northern Territory. So the programs that lead to teacher registration are the Bachelor of Education and the Master of Teaching. We do have majors in early childhood teaching, primary, and secondary. I do want to say that the Master of Teaching, Early Childhood Teaching is completely filled for 2020. We are offering places from semester 1, 2021, but all other programs in education are available for students to enroll in for semester 2, 2020. Students are required to submit a teaching capability statement. We do have a diploma in early childhood education, but we're not able to package it into the bachelor. So students will need to complete the diploma and then enroll for the Bachelor of Education, extending their visa into that next program. And you can see for the reason is the English requirement is quite high and different. So we also have a Master of Education Global Learning and Master of Digital Learning Futures. Those are for people who are already working as teachers in some teaching capacity and wanting to upgrade their skills. the global learning is really great for, more, I think maybe more targeted for adult learners and also for people going into administrative areas in education or even research. The Master of Digital Learning Futures, of course, for people who are wanting to upgrade their skills in using technology in a classroom. Now, entry requirements they are going to be changing a little bit. So it's a year 12 equivalent for the bachelor. Now, the diploma requires 6.5 with no bands less than 5. The current bachelor is 6.0 with no bands less than 6.0, but that will be upgraded in semester 1, 2021 to 6.5 equivalent with no bands less than 6.5. The master will be changing too. Master programs will be turning to 7.0. They're currently 6.5, no bands less than 6, and they will be 7 with no bands less than 7 from semester 1, 2021. So if we have any students that are kind of borderline, we can try to get them into semester 2, particularly if they're onshore. Indigenous Futures, Arts, and Society. So the Bachelor of Arts has majors in society and culture, languages and linguistics. We have a range of languages available: music making, production and performance, creative and digital arts, global humanities in a digital age, architectural design, communications, literature and digital media, contemporary Indigenous Australian, Indigenous governance and policy. The most popular, of course, is the Bachelor of Humanitarian Aid and Development, which includes a 400-hour professional placement. Master Public Policy and Master of Emergency and Disaster Management are certainly the most popular master programs in this college. I think that the Master of Emergency and Disaster Management would be the one program I would personally take. It's a very hands-on program that is taught through a lot of I guess, scenario training. Our students actually go out, set up disaster management situations. You learn how to engage with a range of stakeholders and those affected by disasters. English requirements are 6 for the bachelor, 6.5 with no bands less than 6 for the master. And you can read the rest of the information here, pretty standard. Hospitality and cookery. So we have a range of cookery packages. The most popular of our packages students tend to select would be the package, Cookery Package B1, which is 1 year in Cert 3 commercial cookery, 1 year in Cert 4 in commercial cookery. However, most of our students, about 80% of our students, when they complete that package, will extend for 6 months to take the Diploma of Hospitality Management. And the reason they do so is when they get to Darwin, they realize that they really do need to have a kind of a front of house knowledge and experience to get the best employment options in Northern Territory. So I do recommend our team in Darwin recommends the package B2 for 2.5 years if students are able and wanting to work in Northern Territory afterwards. We have also hospitality packages and baking packages. You can read here. When I follow up with this conversation, I will send you our current list of pathway options through VET programs. So that's all for the programs. I'm going to take you through the rest of the information now. So student support services, we have a great range of personal support, academic support, time management and goal setting, and support specifically designed to the needs of international students. Our personal support, we have mental health counseling, really very valuable service for our students, access and inclusion for anyone with disabilities. We have career and employment counseling both while they are studying and when they complete their program, accommodation advice and assistance both for on-campus and off-campus accommodation, and a range of financial planning resources available. The academic support, so LearnLine, that is really all centered around our online learning for our students. It is a very clean and easy resource to use for students. We've been doing it for a long time too, so you have to understand that 80% of our students are domestic, and of those 80%, then around 70% of our domestic students study online. We're pretty used to having a very big cohort of students online for CDU. And of course, that's due to the fact that we're in the Northern Territory, big, huge, people are living in very, very rural communities. We have library guides and liaisons for face-to-face when students just need to drop in and get some help and information. We have academic language and learning success program. That's a wonderful program taught by some really passionate people, and great resources there. We have study skills workshops for people learning training on, maybe it's Microsoft, or maybe, your like Word, or, academic writing and so forth. And we also have peer assisted study sessions. So students can choose to see a particular person for a unit. Most of the time, the past sessions are taught by people who may have been tutors, or lecturers and professors. And also sometimes past students when they've done very well in a subject or a unit. Um, we have international student support for COE information, orientation, student obligations and conditions, intermissions, study load management, OSHC. Um, our international student support team have been helping our students transition to online study, have been answering all of their questions around COVID-19 and assisting people with deferrals. So they have been a very, very busy team lately. CDU scholarships, we have a great range of scholarships. The Vice Chancellor International Student Achiever Scholarship is for students with a record of high academic excellence and high achievement. The Global Excellence Award is for those with an 80 to 100 percentile score in application. Global Leader, 70 to 100 percentile score in application. And Global Achiever for those with a 60 to 70 percentile score in application. So the top 3 scholarships do require students to submit a report, 2 referee reports, and submit an application for those scholarships. Global Achiever will be issued with the letter of offer. So if there is a Global Achiever Award available at the time when we receive an application and they meet the entry, the requirements, we will offer it to them. Now, keep in mind that our scholarships have quotas, so we don't have a scholarship that works as a discount, and that our students are assessed based on merit, academic merit, and background factors. Those scholarships, everything but the Global Achiever, does go to a selection panel. Student accommodation, we have a couple of options. International House Darwin, which is on campus in Casuarina, offering free CDU Wi-Fi. There's a pool, covered barbecue area. There's a big, huge games room. There's a party room. It's a multi-building campus set across quite a big area. Every time that I am brought to Darwin to do work with the team there, I'm always put up at the International House, which is very nice, short-term accommodation for staff, parents, lecturers. If you're ever visiting Darwin, please do let me know, and I can see about arranging accommodation for you at IHD. Unilodge Darwin is next to the Casuarina Shopping Center, 10-minute walk from the campus. Great for students who may not do a lot of cooking. They do have little kitchenettes. You can see them in the picture here, this tiny little kitchenette. If students are more into cooking, I would say going to International House is better because there's big kitchens that are shared across, I think, 6 to 7 students per pod. And they're very, very clean. Onshore application process. So everything, of course, is processed through StudyLink. I'll just give you guys, you're very experienced. You've been sending me great numbers of students, so thank you very much. Onshore statement of purpose. We'll need copies of their COE, their resume. We're looking to address any gaps in their study and work history. Certified copies of academic transcripts, onshore and offshore studies, evidence of current enrollment. We need their certified passport copies, their visa evidence, English language evidence, the completed international student assessment form. So it's Form 1 for risk 1 and 2 countries, and Form 2 for the level 3 countries. Evidence of relationship status or previous name may be required. For the COE, they sign the terms of agreement. They submit their confirmation and personal details form, evidence of payment, and then evidence of OSHC arranged by the student or agent. And of course, as you already are doing, feel free to contact me for updates anytime you need them. Um, Financial requirements for level 3 countries. So we do need a notary attested declaration form from a financial sponsor to support the applicant for the cost of tuition and living costs in Australia, the SSVF2 form, the proof of relationship forms, the financial capacity matrix, evidence of money deposited or fixed deposits, evidence of acceptable annual income, evidence of employment, other sources of income, and if the students in, if the sponsor is in Australia, they must be an Australian citizen or a permanent resident and offer a current visa. Payment of fees, just please keep in mind we don't have a lock-in fee. So if the student is applying for semester 1, 2021, and the fees go up, if there is a fee increase, we will let the students know, and they'll need to pay that top up. Onshore deposits are only the first term of study. I really like this chart here. This is looking at a Deloitte's report on the Northern Territory, comparing international students in Australia, both inside the Northern Territory and outside the Northern Territory. And you can see here that our students are on average more likely to work while they study, more likely to work more hours per week, and are on average making better hourly wages than if they were living outside the Northern Territory. The cost of living is also quite reasonable in Darwin. I have updated this for the 2020 fees for rent, looking at IHD at 175 to 227 per week, Unilodge at 184 to 231 per week. Shared accommodation ranges usually between 150 and 350, and rental accommodation between 300 and 1,000. You can see utilities are about the same. Food and groceries would be the same pretty much across Australia. Entertainment, public transport is $7 per week in Darwin. Currently, we have some of our students affected by COVID-19, and in response to that, the Northern Territory has put up a Territory Job Hub. So this platform will connect the Territory employers to Territory job seekers who've been affected by the economic impacts of coronavirus. It's free to join and available for anyone in the Northern Territory. There are a range of industries that are currently scrambling to get new employees because they're getting overwhelming demand, where other areas less and less demand, and therefore people losing their jobs. So this is a great initiative, and I do encourage you to pass on this information to your students, and we certainly have as well on campus. There's a range of resources available. Jojo, I stole this off of your slide because I thought it looked a lot cleaner than the one on mine. But you can see the Study NT resources. We've got Study NT. There's an area for education agents and students. There's, of course, our YouTube channel. I'm sorry, the Study NT YouTube channel. Tourism NT has got some great resources. They've also got an image gallery, which I've gone to, and you can see different pictures across this presentation from the image gallery, Tourism NT. We also have a fantastic image gallery at CDU, hundreds and hundreds of photos through a range of different programs. We've got facility photos from, nursing and health sciences and engineering, and some good stuff there. Please do check it out when you have the time. You probably will need to use it as you're kind of more and more transitioning online. If you have any need for photos, you just want me to have a look and try to find something for you, please let me know your requirements. I can also offer you Instagram tiles. I can offer you, Facebook tiles as well, which you can co-brand. You can link that information to our Launchpad stories. We're adding Launchpad stories constantly. We're usually 3 to 4 new stories per month. So please do check out that information there. We have a great YouTube channel. I think around 200 different videos available there. And we also have a newsroom, so please do check out the CDU newsroom. We're updating that, and of course, you are on our list to receive our our agent newsletter. So my contact information is here. Of course, I look after primarily the onshore market, certainly keeping me busy enough nowadays. Pacific, Korea, Japan, Americas, and Europe as well for our offshore markets. You can find my email here. I'm already on your WeChat, and I know that we're very active on WeChat together, so thanks very much. Also, you're welcome to, and please, I encourage you to follow CDU on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. So now I'm just going to turn this over to Jojo. I'm going to mute my mic and my video, and then I will jump back on when Jojo finishes so that we can do our Q&A. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll talk to you in a moment.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you very much. So I'll share my screen to everyone so that we can look into the pathway programs. Here we go. Sorry about that. Just start from this first page. Okay, there's the slides. All right, thank you everyone for joining us for this CDU and the Pathway Program training. So Up Education working with Charles Darwin University, and we now have our Charles Darwin University International College offering all the pathway programs to our international students. As Cheryl just mentioned, our CDU college actually are located in the Darwin waterfront campus. It's a very beautiful place. And here you can see that's the building, a picture taken of the International College, this building. So all the programs we are offering, like from the foundation, first year diploma, and all the bridging course for master degrees, all will be run at this building. Okay, talking about the programs, at undergraduate level, we have 2 programs for students. The first one I'm gonna talk about is the International Foundation Study Programs. So for the foundation programs, it's a 2 semester, about 8 months duration program. It's a standard course. Student gonna to study 8 units. As you can see from here, we have 3 intakes available through the year, March, July, and November. The cost of the tuition fee is $20,800. Minimum entry requirement for the IELTS is 5.5, no band less than 5.0. Student can also provide the other English language tests like TOEFL, PTE equivalent to this level. And the minimum age to enter into the foundation program is 17. So student gonna to study 3 English units and 1 math units. The other 5 units are gonna be chosen from this list. Okay, so that's foundation is for, foundation is basically for the student who completes the year 11 here in Australia, or student coming from offshore from the other countries, just got the qualification equivalent to the Australian year 11 should be okay. So if the student finish their year 12, finish their senior high school year 3, that's okay for them to apply for international first year diploma plus the bachelor degree course. So this international first year diploma program is equivalent to the first year of the university degree. We actually offer the package offers, so the students still can finish the bachelor degree within 3 to 4 years, depends on what major is. We have 2 rules, 2 streams for our students. One is business and another is IT. So if the student come to study the diploma of business, it will cost the student $25,500 as the tuition fee. And for the diploma of IT, the tuition is $28,000. So it's also standard program, covered 8 units, and it lasts for 8 months, 2 semesters. 3 intakes available as well, March, July, and November. The entry requirement for this the both diploma course is also IELTS 5.5, no band less than 5. All right, so we move to the postgraduate level. At CDU International College, we have two programs. One we called International Master Preparation Program, MPP, and another one we call as Master Qualifying Program, MQP. So for the first one, the MPP program actually can be packaged with the master programs. The entry requirement for the academic background, the student has to finish the bachelor degree, the first degree. This program we could consider as a EAP program. It only lasts one semester, 4 months. The student can come to us from March, July, or November. And the minimum entry requirement for IELTS is 6.0, no band less than 5.5. Students get to improve their English language skills and like some creative thinking, cross-cultural communication, all these things. So the tuition fee is 4,500. But this program is better than students to study a 10 weeks ELICOS program. Considering of the tuition fee, the cost is less than 10 weeks of the ELICOS. And another good thing is when the student enrolled into this course, the first day student got into the campus, we will treat them as the university college student. They will have their student card. They will have all the access to the university facilities. Okay, we talk about the Master Qualifying Program, MQP. This program is provided to those students who cannot meet the direct entry requirements to the master degrees in terms of either the English background or the academic background. So students coming from some of the countries, we just ask for the complete the 3-year diploma. It's not necessary for them to finish the first degree. So for the MQP program, we have two choices. If the student already got out 6.0, no band less than 5.5, they can come to do the accelerated MQP. That's just one semester, 4 months course. It's gonna be packaged with the master degree as well. So if the student only have IELTS 5.5, that's okay. We can take the student into our 2 semesters standard MQP program. The cost for the standard program is 25,800. Okay. So as you can see from this list, all these programs, all these master degree programs can be packaged with our MQP. So that's got a lot of choices for our international students, not just for business. Students can come to do the MQP plus the MBA or plus the Master of Professional Accounting, these business relevant programs. But if the students still want to do like the IT or computer science program, for example, Master of IT Cybersecurity or Master of IT Software Engineering, that's okay. They also have this choice to package with our MQP. And even we can offer the package offer, including the MQP plus the Master of Engineering. All right. So for the admissions, all the applications still need to go through the StudyLink portal. So I'll give you a quick look. If you check into the StudyLink portal, get access to this platform, you can just type the keywords like diploma, for example, like diploma of business, and then you choose the institution as Charles Darwin University. You're gonna see the list down here that you can see diploma of business study plus bachelor of accounting. If you're a student interested in this program, just click the apply. That's easy for you to submit the application on behalf of your students. So here you can see it's a little bit small from the screen, but actually that's the second stage. You just select the intake date and you upload all the application documents like the student's transcripts or IELTS score sort of things. Just finish the uploading of the documents, click submit. That's you done the application. So once you submit the application through StudyLink platform, the university admissions are gonna assess all the application documents and follow up the issuing the provisional offer, and then they do the GTE assess to issue the unconditional offer afterwards. All right, so I understand that some of your students might come just from here onshore market, or some of your student resources actually are from the offshore market in South Asian or maybe Southeast Asian countries. So here I listed some of the entry requirements for the different nationalities. For example, here we have our foundation study programs. If the student come from onshore, that's just finished the year 11, like I just mentioned. If students come from China or like Taiwan, they just needed to finish the GAR, the senior year 2. It's the same, even for students coming from India, from like Nepal, you can find that we have a detailed entry requirement list here. Okay, for the first year diploma course, onshore student, we only ask the year 12 student to get ATA 50 to come to our diploma course. And if student finished their foundation studies from other institutions, they just needed to pass their foundation program, get 50% average score. And if student come from like China or India, Indonesia, some other countries, they just needed to finish their high school studies, finish the year 12. For the master qualifying program, we have understand that you might have some onshore students. They finished the associate degree. That's okay for them to come to do QP plus the masters. If you have some like the working holiday visa holders who come to Australia with that working holiday visa, but actually the student's academic background is not enough to get a better degree. So for example, they come from China, they have the 3-year diploma, the Darwin, that's okay to do the MQP. If they come from like Japan, 3-year junior college diploma, that's all right. And also student coming from Nepal, if they have the 3-year bachelor degree awarded by a Section 1 institution, that's good for them to come to do our MQP. If you have more inquiries or questions about students coming from the other countries, just feel free to reach out to Mike or me. We can provide you with more details of the academic entry requirements. All right, very good. Thank you everyone. So I think it's the question time. If you got any questions, just feel free to ask. Cheryl is here, we can help to cover your questions. Thank you.
Hi everybody, this is Bo here. So thank you Cheryl and Jojo for your presentation today. I entered this discussion a little later. I'm not sure if you covered anything regarding online courses. So for those students that are offshore currently, and during this coronavirus period, whether it was possible for offshore students to commence their bachelor or master's offshore using online, and then once the situation gets better, and they then go to Australia.
Yes, Bo, hi, thanks for joining in. I did cover that. Yes, I'm very pleased to tell you that we do offer online for offshore students, onshore students, if people want to transition now, if we have current students that are in the classroom and feeling like they want to move to online, they're certainly welcome to. As things progress, I mean, right now, Northern Territory, it's still pretty safe, but it could turn to the point where all students will be required to transition to online study. And so, yes, the answer is We do have really good resources available for students in online study. They can commence an online study from semester 2, and when travel restrictions are lifted, we can get them a COE, get them into the classroom directly. That's not a problem. Our programs are very, very lucky in that our online study is a very big part of what we do at CDU. I had mentioned before that about 80% of our students are domestic, and of those domestic students, about 70% of those study online. So we have a lot of expertise, and we offer our online study at the same time as we're running the face-to-face. So our students are actually virtually in a classroom when they're, taking particular courses, when they're studying or taking a lecture. So yes, we have everything in place to
That's
support
great.
that.
That's fantastic because yes, many of our sub-agents today are concerned about that and wanted to learn more about that. So that's really fantastic. So did you kind of go through the process? Like how is it different to like maybe the application process? You only need the offer to then begin the online course, or did you go through those details about CDU?
Actually, no, I haven't, but okay, very good questions. So first off, yes, you're going to still enroll through Study Link.
Yes.
You'll just need to indicate to us that they're taking online. I don't know if we have actually separated our courses from face-to-face and online through StudyLink, but the enrollment process is the same. Yes, they won't be getting a COE. We'll just, enroll them into the course. I'm still waiting to find out the very fine details of how the whole process is going to work from semester 2 to
Okay.
20. I know that we're currently kind of working out things. It's all progressed so quickly, and so we're progressing all of the plans and so forth. But I'll make sure that you guys know how that's going to work come semester 2, 2020, if we're not able to take students directly into the classroom.
Absolutely, that's great. And yes, for sure, all providers at the moment are scrambling to get this right. So we understand that those details may not be in place yet because the circumstances are extreme and they're changing by the day. But it's really great that CDU is really at the forefront of this. So just to repeat, so if we have a student offshore right now and wants to apply for online, all they would need is an offer, and then to pay. They would have to pay the amount that's on the offer, and then that would be it, and then they could then enroll after that. Is that right?
That's correct. Basically, exactly the same process, more or less. We're, like I said, we're looking at a few factors, involved for semester 2. We don't want to disadvantage our students, and we want to make sure that they're getting the best possible opportunities. Yeah, we're looking at fees and a few other issues, and getting them enrolled into the program. They're able to study as many units as they like. Well, of course, they can't take more than 4, but they can study 1 unit, 2 units, and then transition. That's fine. We are asking that if they are onshore international students, that they are taking on a student visa, that they're enrolling for a full course, a full unit load, like 4 units. But we have the right to amend that and give them a lighter load. Of course, there's issues involved with, where they are, how long the duration of their visa is. The good thing is we do have a trimester that summer school students can make up too, so they can kind of go into that. We have a couple of options. We're working through a couple of options. It's still, I wish I could tell you more. It's still too kind of early, but there's a
Yes.
lot of things on the table at the moment.
Yeah.
And I
No
think I'm going
problem.
to just need to update you. Like what I say right now probably is not going to be exactly 100% accurate
Yeah.
when looking at what's happening and progressing in the next week or two. But
Yeah.
Bo, I will certainly be in touch with you and let you know
Perfect.
any changes.
Perfect. That's great. Okay, we have one question in the chat. And this one's probably for Jojo. It's
Yeah.
foundation program, not for Vietnamese students. I think the question should be what can the Vietnamese students, upon finishing year 12, can they go directly into CDU? would they need to go through foundation?
Actually, our foundation program is available to Vietnamese students. Just because I listed some of the examples, of students coming from different nationalities, what's the academic entry requirement for them to get into our pathways into including foundation, diploma, and MQP. Because the limited place on my slides, so I didn't put all the countries or nationalities.
Right.
So actually for Vietnamese students who have interest in our foundation program, that's okay for them to just finish their year 11 and got a GPA 6.5. That's okay. They can come to do the foundation. So
That's great.
but for the Vietnamese student who already completed their year 12, finished the high school, that depends what the student the score is. They can choose to study the diploma plus the second year of and the third year of the degree, or if the student is good enough to apply for the direct entry to the university degrees.
Great, that's fantastic.
So, yeah, after this meeting, I will share the flyer details to give you more idea about the entry requirements of our pathway programs.
Sure, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm looking here. Sorry, Bo.
You go ahead.
Okay, I was just looking at the list too. Going to answer out some of these questions here.
Yeah, great. You go ahead.
Fantastic, thank you. So if the visa will come and the student is not interested to do online option, then can we defer the program to the next intake? Absolutely. So we can defer. We're going to be very flexible for our students, so not to worry there. What about the visa possibility for the master qualifying program and foundation programs as required is low? Okay, so are you referring? Dell Inspiron 15, if you would like unmic yourself and just explain to me your question here. Are you referring to social work?
I think he could be referring to like any program. He may be asking what is your normal visa rate for MQP or foundation program? Is it a little bit lower, and what would they need to maximize their chances to get the visa for those programs?
Oh, Jojo, maybe you might be better placed to answer that.
Yeah, actually, the first intake of our pathway programs for both the diploma and MQP is March 2020. And we actually received quite a few applications, and the student also got the successful to get the visa granted. But so far, we didn't see any reason because it's going through the pathway that student got refused. I would say our the program is I think the university admissions is quite strict on the GTU check. So
Yep.
if the student is good enough and qualified for the GTE application, that's we still can get them to successfully to apply for the visa, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, overall, the visa rejection rate was extremely low for us. I mean, we had a record-breaking semester, and I think I was notified that there was only 3 or 4 visa rejections. It was very, very low.
That's great. Yeah, that's really good news, because a lot of our agents, particularly in South Asia, will be concerned about MQP or foundation, especially if the requirements are lower. There seems to be a perception that the visa rate will be low. So we need to, and it's not, for you guys, it's very, very high. So we need to, that's why it's good today to talk to our partners and show them that it's actually, the visa rate is quite good for MQP or foundation.
Yeah, so far, I think for the first intake, the result shows still quite good. I remember I got one student from the offshore market from India, actually. The student coming for the Diploma of Business program plus the Bachelor of Business. So that student got rejected. Still the rejected reason still about that student didn't show the close contact or the the family tie or financial tie in the home country. Just certain
Right.
other reasons. Yeah.
Okay, I see another question there for specific for Indonesia. Do Indonesian students who have national high school diploma, can they go directly to bachelor program, or they need to do foundation year?
Jojo, do you want to take that one? You might be looking for that information.
If for the student coming from Indonesia, if they finish their high school, got SMA 3, got GPA 7.0 in 4 academic subjects, that's okay to get into our diploma program. But if Cheryl, you could give them the
Yeah, I'm looking at that right here.
Information about the direct entry.
I did mention too at the beginning of this that this is a really onshore presentation for my colleagues in offshore markets. They are doing some big webinars, and they can send you guys links. I'm sure that they've sent them out, but I will I'll go look again, and Bo, and see when those dates are, because it might be a very good idea for offshore people to join in on those sessions. Here it says Indonesia, entry to some courses with SMU minimum grade of 8, successful completion of 1 year of a university degree or diploma 3, the D3, from a recognized institution is what it lists here on the CDU website.
Okay.
But my colleague in Indonesia, she can actually give you even better information.
That's great. Yeah, we'll definitely be in contact with those offshore representatives as well for more information.
I'll email you after this.
Thank you so much. I see. What do we have next here? International students have 3 work. So I guess you've already covered this. International students have 3 years work permit after graduation. Yes. Please brief about the MQP you've already discussed. Astute, I will get back to you about that. And I think that's it. Are there any more questions?
I think for the PSW visa, right? Because students, if they graduate from CDU main campus in Darwin, they can get 4 years at least. Like previously it's 2 years, and after last year November, they can get another 2 years post-study work visa if they graduate from Darwin. And if they study master by research, they can have 3+2, which is 5 years. If they complete a doctor, they can have 4+2. So ranging from 4 years up to 6 years.
Yeah, that's one of the best reasons to go and study in Darwin. There's you can stay in Darwin for a very long time if you study there. There's very generous policy now for regions like Darwin. I think I saw one more question. I've heard the news that Australia bought it. Is this true? I have heard the news that Australian border sealed the border up to 6 months. Is this true? If true, which intake can we focus on for Indian students, because they are more? I think I will talk to you after that, Dinesh. I will chat to you.
And
okay.
Dinesh, I also recommend that you do join Girish, my colleague, for his offshore training session, because he'll be able to answer more questions for you regarding, those sort of issues with this session. But Bo, I'll get you that information to give out to your colleagues in different markets, and then I'll also send to you the presentation that we've had just now. I'll also send you my pathway list, and I'm going to send you information on work integrated learning through the College of Health and Human Sciences.
Fantastic.
And if you need anything else, you need any requirements for your marketing, if you're doing Facebook, Instagram, or anything like that, just please let me know. I can get you any materials that you need.
Okay, that's great. Okay, I think that will do for us today. Thank you, Cheryl and Jojo, and thank you so much for your time, and I hope you're safe.
Thank you, and
Thank
same to
you.
you. We are holding up as best we can, I think, in Sydney. I think we all are.
That's great. That's great.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you for joining today's.
Yeah, sorry, I will send you emails to follow up as well to include all leftover flyers and electronic copy of the brochures. Thank
That's
you.
fantastic.
Thank
Okay.
you
Okay,
so
guys.
much.
We'll end from here, and we'll speak to you very soon.
Thanks.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks
Bye
all.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.